Sup everyone, Xine here, and this is Xine's Guide to Halo 4 on Legendary. This is the level Infinity.
They must not have received his distress call.
Run forward, pick up the DMR, pick up some grenades.
Check his IFF tag.
Now we begin our trek through the jungle here. We're going to go ahead and just try to headshot as many of these crawlers as we can. If you look over to the side there, you can see a knight. Don't approach him. We're going to try to take him out from back here. But before that, we need to take out all the other crawlers that are in the area. Once they're done, we can go ahead and combo the knight from range using the assault rifle to strip the shields, and then the DMR as a finisher. If you get any closer than this, he will deploy his Watcher, and then he will teleport. So just hit him from back here, and you can avoid 2 additional headaches. Hit up here, some DMR ammo, and there was some assault rifle ammo down there as well. Go ahead and proceed to the next area. Don't run around this corner immediately. Just don't do that. Take out the Watcher. More crawlers. Standard combat. On the right-hand side, there is a crawler wielding a binary rifle, which is a one-shot kill. Don't ask me how it holds it, because the weapon is physically 3 times the size of the crawler. Alright, pick up the Promethean Vision, activate it, and proceed to take out all of the crawlers. Again, they are top priority. Some of them are wielding binary rifles, about 3 of them. Normally the ones that hang back in the rear. You do have to move slightly quickly. If you take your time doing this section, the binary rifles can despawn, and that is something that we need to avoid. So we're going to try to go through this area as relatively quickly as possible. If any of the crawlers jump up like that, they're not wielding binary rifles. Binary rifle wielding ones tend to stay still. Pick up the assault rifle that's there, combo the knight. Hopefully you get lucky and he doesn't just immediately deploy another auto sentry. Once all those enemies are taken out, swap out your Promethean Vision for an auto sentry and pick up a light rifle. A knight and some crawlers are going to come in. Go ahead, shoot the knight around 5-6 times, and then go for a headshot. The binary rifle, after you hit them 5 times with the light rifle, will usually kill them. Sometimes you get unlucky, though.
We've got another IFF on the far side of this thicket.
There is a pistol in the water there. You can't see it, but if you need it, it's there. There are no crawler snipes in this area, so you don't have to play super cautiously. But there is a Watcher. I don't know what flight path that was, but thankfully that was relatively easily and not too painful. There you go. About 5-6 shots from the light rifle, 1 from the binary rifle. Usually wastes one of those nights. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about conserving ammo, because we do have a couple of Marines we're going to run into up ahead. And they will be carrying these weapons for us, so we don't have to worry about running out of ammo for them.
But as far as I can tell, we're moving into the choke. This may end up as a dead end. That's the friend or foe tag, but where's whoever it belongs to? Multiple IDs. Chief, they're friendlies.
Right after the cutscene, give the Marines the 2 weapons you're carrying in exchange for their assault rifle and DMR, respectively. Stop here, deploy your auto sentry, and proceed to just, do what you've been doing. Do be very careful with the Marine with the binary rifle. I've noticed he has no trigger discipline and will repeatedly fire at things that are already dead. So if you walk between him and anything that's dead, you can just eat a shot from the binary rifle that you're supposed to, be carrying over. Deploy the auto sentry there. Throw grenades at that point where the knight is. You should be able to take him out before the Marines get over here. If you don't sprint ahead of them, they will die. Pick up the ammo for the light rifle. And, like I said, no trigger discipline. Run up ahead. Your goal is to try to take out as many Watchers as you can. And you want to arm all the Marines here, all the surviving Marines, with a light rifle. Whenever you see a Knight Lancer go into that animation, immediately walk backwards. They will do their melee charge. Also, their melee attack, despite being very short in duration in terms of its animation, it actually has a very long, obnoxious, lingering hitbox. As you saw, he stopped moving and it assigned damage. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Alright. All the Marines are armed with Promethean weapons. We're gonna go ahead, stock on some ammo, proceed up the hill. Our goal here is to take out the Watchers. I've noticed that even if you take them out, the turrets will always spawn in, even if you kill the Watchers. Just 10 out of 10 game design there. Use the railgun to combo the Knights. You don't have to worry about being wasteful with ammo because, there's plenty of railgun ammo at the top of the hill. If you manage to keep most of your Marines alive, they'll do a commendable job dealing with all the other fodder in the area.
The Marines got trapped trying to get through these doors. Look for an interface.
Before that, stock up on ammo. Slot Cortana into the terminal here. And now we wait. Oh shit, I found a plot hole. Oh, never mind, let's just ignore that for now. Yeah, head over to this machine gun and go ahead and use it to take out the incoming enemies. Sometimes the Marines in this game have their moments. And you're going to want to use the machine gun turret, because as you can clearly see, these are a group of very teleport-happy knights. I don't understand how that Watcher came out of a knight that was already dead, but let's just ignore that for now. Unfortunately, because the knights kept teleporting, the crawlers made it up to the hill and proceeded to slaughter all of my marines. So I unironically await the day we get mod tools for this game, so people that are more skilled with mod tools than I can go ahead and fix the knights, because they are just objectively broken. If you're wondering why I keep looking over there, there's eventually going to be a Watcher that spawns in that will try to resurrect a bunch of crawlers. I'm awaiting him to spawn in just so I can take him out. And there he is, like clockwork. Whenever you have a moment, just jump off the turret and deploy the auto-sentry. It's gonna be your best friend throughout the section. I have gotten the Marines through this section before, but that was just because I got lucky and the Knights didn't teleport about 8-9 times in a row.
Got it. Passageway's unlocked. Come and get me.
Alright, retrieve Cortana. As soon as the animation's done for slotting her back into the helmet, more crawlers will spawn in. These are just a spawn that they put in the game, I'm assuming just to waste ammo, because the next section has no other headshot-capable weapons except for one carbine that's held by a Jackal. I'm looking around for more ammo, but there is none. They were all garbage collected. No light rifles either. Those were also garbage collected. But thankfully, my strategy does not depend on the light rifle or binary rifle. We're going to take this machine gun turret. That's right, another turret strategy. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I find the machine gun and plasma turrets to be some of the more consistent strategies in this game that I've concocted. It's just because they're consistent, I guess.
That hatch's security was more difficult than I expected.
But we're not going to use this turret right out of the gate. We're going to wait for a very specific point in the combat to use it.
Knight! Wait, what's he doing?
Covenant?
They're working.
You don't want to waste any shots. Just throw a grenade at him and get him to just teleport away.
I'm shocked how
You're going to want to try to combo the Knights from range. As you saw, their shields take about 3 seconds to begin recharging. It's rather infuriating to deal with, but that's the way the game is. There's the Jackal. When you shoot him, immediately run over to him and pick up his carbine. We're going to juggle it and throw it over here, just in case we run out of DMR ammo, which is a very high possibility, since, like I said, there are no headshot weapons anywhere. That is our additional headshot weapon for this entire area. You're going to want to hide behind this rock. That dropship likes to stay for a very long time. Okay, here we go. This is the moment we've been waiting for. We're going to go ahead, pick up the turret, and take out these 2 Knight battle wagons that are both armed with scatter shots and Promethean vision. Tell me if you heard of that one before. You're going to want to hang back here. Try not to have the Knight just impale you with its melee charge that it decides to do randomly, and shoot them down with the machine gun turret. I find if you hang out back here, they don't have any firing positions, so they won't they won't pursue you. Unless they melee charge, of course. Once the knights are down, you can use the turret to take out the remaining enemies. And once that's out of ammo, go ahead and just use the railgun if you have to.
LZ is secured.
Roger that, Cortana. I'll give you the coordinates. Mayday! Mayday! Code red! Hostile elements attempting to gain entrance to the Infinity Bridge. They're outside the hatch! Doors breached! Doors breached! All units return to Infinity immediately. That's an order. Chief, I'm redirecting the Spartan force to rally point Alpha Sierra Foxtrot. Till we catch up, you have tactical command of the forward assault.
Alright, go ahead and say goodbye to the auto sentry. It's not coming with us. Alright, immediately sprint towards the tank.
Weapons free, Chief. Let him have it. We're good to go, Chief. Let's show these Spartans how it's done.
Be very wary of enemies in this section that are wielding plasma pistols, as for whatever reason, when you get EMP'd, the tank gun has to recenter. I don't understand why that's a thing, but it's a thing. Speaking of awkward things involving the tank, this tank is kind of bizarre in how it functions. The shell has a arc to it, so you have to, over longer distances, take that into account whenever firing. Alright, throughout this section, there's going to be a couple of floating platforms, usually populated by fuel rod grunts. I recommend, whenever you see one, to shoot the base of it once you take out the floating platform itself. Sometimes the grunts can survive the initial blast, and you want to make sure that none of them do, because they're usually armed with fuel rod cannons. Case in point. Alright, I'll admit it, that was close. This is the one time the arcing shell has a bit of a advantage, that you can hit this wraith without it being able to fire back at you. If it does fire a shot, it will hit that debris that's directly above it. Alright, on your left there's going to be a small squad of grunts and jackals, usually armed with plasma pistols. Just kind of edge your way around the corner. Let the machine gunner take care of them. Just waiting here for the ghost around the corner.
Commander, the hangar bay doors are sealed tight.
We'll find a way inside, clear up one of the warning platforms. Next route. Master Chief,
Once all the enemies are dead, just go ahead and wander around, see if you can find a fuel rod cannon. It's not really necessary, but it just makes the next section all the more easier.
What's our status?
that satellite took down the ship's defenses and is extracting data from the ship's mainframes as we speak.
You don't have to worry about it if none of them are in here. You can usually find a couple up ahead.
The fastest route is through the maintenance causeway. There's a mantis docked inside the door. Take it. You'll need the extra firepower. Go, Vernon Sun. Let's roll. Gun command.
Recommend picking up a rocket launcher. It's also not required, but it's nice to have. The way I go through this section
The maintenance cost.
is I do on occasion jump out of the mantis in order to use the rocket launcher. Alright, go ahead, charge up all the missiles and fire them. Usually one melee attack from the mantis is enough to open the door. Alright, once you're done reenacting the Kool-Aid Man, go ahead and begin your rampage. A thing of note is that because of the mantis's just immense size, enemies that are wielding usually weapons that aren't very efficient at range, i.e. the suppressor, become very, very, very capable of hitting you from long ranges. So keep that in mind. I recommend taking out the bridge there and then the one further down the path. Usually there's a grunt with a fuel rod cannon on both sides of the bridge. If you ever see any of those red crates around, they do explode when shot at, so you can use that to your advantage, and I recommend shooting them from range, just so they don't become a detriment to you. Alright, we're taking out the second bridge. See if there's any fuel rod cannons lying around on the floor. Doesn't appear to be any, so we'll go ahead and proceed. I find that if you peek around the corner slightly with the Mantis and just have it so the machine gun is slightly exposed, you can hit the turrets there without them shooting back at you. You want to avoid getting overcharged by Jackals in this section, because if they do hit you, the Mantis just fully locks up, and you can't do a thing about it. God, that's still satisfying to do that against Knights.
The captain said the Didact's linked in from the outer deck. That's where we want to be.
Recommend priming your missiles before that door opens, just so you can unleash all of them as soon as the door opens. It will usually kill all the grunts, but sometimes one of them might live. Lucky bastard.
Chief, it's Lasky. Come in.
Go, Commander.
We've identified several Covenant jamming devices on the outer hull.
That might be how they're blocking the Infinity's defenses.
Exactly what we were thinking. Neutralize them so we can get our guns back online and show that satellite we're more than just a big payload.
We're on it, Commander. Cortana out.
Notice that in this hallway, sometimes the feet of the Mantis get stuck in the floor. It's kind of comical. Anyway.
I see the jammers. 3 of them. Shoot them down.
Right, you're going to go ahead and want to take out the 2 jammers from back there. The third one is placed in a very obnoxious spot. You would normally want to try to keep the door open that you walked through. Kind of reminiscent of Forerunner, but because of the position of that 3rd jammer, that door will usually close behind you. But we're going to go ahead and just camp in that hallway.
That's it. Jammers neutralized.
And yep, door closed. Yeah, as soon as those dropships come in, just immediately take cover in here. If you have a rocket launcher, go ahead and jump out and just shoot the grunt off the turret, just because they're just a nuisance. And they'll just keep shooting at you as soon as you peek your head out here. Like, you don't have to do it this way, but I personally prefer going on foot whenever the dropships come in, mainly because those side turrets, the grunts, man, will just utterly shred you, because the same rolls as the suppressor hitting you because you're a massive target and just shredding your shields. Now, apply that to the plasma turret and how much damage it outputs, and you can understandably see why you would have a bad time. If you do get lucky, the turrets on the Infinity will be pointed at the ships when they come in, and will fire missiles at the dropships. It's not really a guaranteed thing that will happen consistently, but if you get lucky, it's really nice to have happen. I just personally wouldn't bank on it, because there is pretty much no consistency behind it. For those wondering where the Banshees were, I found them.